Today's Saturday the 16th of April, it's Easter Saturday. I've already been down in Palma and made a video, but we've come now with a family and we're going to have a look around Palma. We just parked up and we found ourselves in the middle of a market. So we'll have a look around and catch up with you as we go along. So we were just standing in front of the cathedral and Parc de Mar, and all around us we've got these stalls and all manner of things. Nita really should have a look out for a parasol here. You never know. Lots of typical crafty sort of things here. And there was a market in Palma as well this morning, so busy old weekend for markets. So, as though it's been nibbled at a little bit, doesn't it? What's left of that hog roast? A bit fascinated by the hog roast, I think. Now there's the sweet stall, but the sweet stall in Palma this morning was about 4 times as long as that one. Similar sort of things, but a lot more sweets on it. Ice cream stall's pretty popular. Temperature on our terrace as we left, and it's now 7:20, was 25 degrees, so really warm. Big queue here for sangria. Mojitos, maybe that's what they're looking for. Look at the cheese. Catches my eye. Have we lost everybody? Pretty good. We've only walked a few steps and everybody's disappeared. We've got the sobrasada over there. Some lovely looking cheeses. Oh, there's Anita. Anita's there. She'll be tasting, sampling the cheeses. She'll be buying some. Sneaking some cheese. We had lunch today at the Mallorca Cafe, which is the place where we go and watch the football matches. Sadly, Mallorca did not perform very well at all today, and we lost to Elche, who are rivals really in the battle to stay out of relegation. We're still 4th from bottom, but we lost 3-0 today. Not a good result at all for us. So we've got there sobrasadas and cheeses, and just looking at next to that there's all sorts of chilies and spices, and then another one of my favourites, the empanadas, which are the pies, pastries. Oh, I ate too much lunch to be worried about this. looks as though we might be dwelling here a moment. I'll just switch the camera off. Up the steps. Just pass up the steps to the cathedral. Probably a good idea actually to switch the camera off as I go up. Just down below the Almendina Palace. Just over this wall. Sometimes see swans, and sometimes you don't. I can't see any swans down there today. This area is quite well known for flower sellers, and you need to be careful with the flower sellers. They will usually be in pairs, and one of them will run away with your wallet if you're not careful. Just be careful in this area. I don't see any around today. I must say I actually haven't seen any around for a while. William's found a little park, so he's quite happy. There's the palace. The royal family sometimes stay in this palace, and it's right next door to the cathedral. Royal family missed this year again, so no visit by the King and Queen of Spain, but Queen Sophia, wife of Juan Carlos, she was here. And may still be here, I'm not sure, but she was seen watching one of the processions that has been going through Palma during the last week. Spanish King Juan Carlos, the previous king, is actually in sort of self-imposed exile at the moment. Because of some financial irregularities, but says that he does want to return to Spain. And I think, I'm not quite sure of this, but I think the irregularities have been sort of forgotten about now. He would be free to return. I'm not sure how welcome current king would make him there. His son, he's sort of left in disgrace, and has disgraced something of the Spanish monarchy. It's kind of sad, but current king is seems to be quite well liked by most people. Gets well received, and his wife Leticia, she's always well received, well dressed, and was seen I think hand kissed by Prince Charles in the UK recently. I'm climbing steps, puffing and panting. At the top of the steps I can see a horse and carriage waiting to take me away, but no. We're out for a walk this evening, not for a ride on a horse and carriage. Ooh. Great views from here in front of the cathedral over the bay, Palma. Magnificent building. Or is he taking photographs? Oh, William hiding against the wall there. There's some lightning conductors there I can see. The entrance on this side, which is not used very much, certainly if you want to visit, it's on the opposite side to this, but I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see, but it's covered in netting. and that's just really to stop the birds going in and damaging the stonework. Not bad for a 700-year-old or so building. I don't know. I doubt it.
Might be a mass or something.
I didn't even know that was a cathedral.
It's one of the biggest cathedrals in the world. I think it's in the top 10.
You're asking about the 1800s, Charlie. The
About the Barcelona
800s.
1300 something, wasn't it?
1300.
I think it was built about 700 years ago.
It's the Barcelona.
That was the
It's the Barcelona
era of cathedral building.
Log in to subscribe to Stephen and Nisha in Mallorca for accurate history lessons.
Yes, we need a little bit of a check on this. I did actually do a video of the cathedral some time ago, so if you really want to check the data out, I think it should be in there. So this is another entrance. This one is used for more ceremonial purposes. It has to be, it's not open all the time. But this is a fantastic entrance.
This is where they acted out that thing. Shall I get
And
you
this
on?
actually is also where they do the changing of the guards. So across from that door for the cathedral is another door which comes out of the palace, and the guard come out and do a turn out here, the changing of the guard. And Nate will be impressed. They've got the jacaranda trees out here. I'll have to fact check that as well. It's all purple. Looks very pretty. Is that jacaranda? No, it's not jacaranda. I was fact checked
It might be
there.
wisteria on the right. This might be a wisteria.
Are they not all the same?
Maybe wisteria.
Wisteria. See, there's lots of work been going on here. Yeah, the cathedral's closed. That's the entrance there, just in front. If you want to go into the cathedral, you pay your €2 or €3 or whatever it is, and that's where you go in for the tour. As residents, we get a reduced or even a free rate, actually. So over the past week, the Easter processions have been through the streets of Palma. We managed to make it down to any of them this week with the family being here. It's been very, very hectic. So next year, I have to try and make sure I get down here and make sure that we get down to video those processions. They're really impressive. Been to them many times in the past. Passing very narrow streets of Palma, and in front of us this is the Parliament building. This is where the government has their offices. Clippity clop, clippity clop.
On the right.
So we're our early evening, just to put you in a time perspective. It's 20 to 8. So you'll find some people now just out, ready for a walk. There will be a few shops open, but a lot of the shops closed. It's a Saturday evening as well. And tomorrow is Easter Sunday. But I wasn't sure whether I needed to put a jumper on, jacket, and I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't put either on. It's quite warm. Across the way there's Segway Tours. I haven't seen any this, well, I haven't seen any for quite a while, but they were popular before the pandemic. People would get on the Segway and go on a tour around Palma. Careful, don't get run over by a horse and carriage. Just noticing birds a lot more. There's some birds singing out now. It's really quite nice. The horses and carriages have, I mean, they're probably okay at this time of the year, but in the heat of the day in July and August, when they're still running, it's, well, some people think it's very cruel, and you read of them or see pictures of the horses collapsing under the intense heat. I'm not quite sure. Across the road we've got one of the older shops, Mallorca is the pearls, it's now Gato, and that's probably the sort of shop that Anita needs to go and have a look for her parasol. Have you been to that one for parasol hunting?
No.
That's,
Go see.
I think maybe that's the sort of shop.
Maybe, are you looking for one, are you?
A bit strange. We are just approaching Plaza Cort. And there's a... Qué mal hoy, eh? Qué mal. Prestero? Mallorca, fellow Mallorca supporter, can't be very happy with the score today. This is in front of us is Plaza Cort, and Plaza Cort is where the Ayuntamiento, the town hall is. So this is the side of the road I'm on at the moment is where the town hall is, and big olive tree over to my left, and the Hotel Cappuccino in front, which is a relatively new hotel. I'm just going to cross over. Nothing in the way of traffic here, it's fairly pedestrianised. So just walking towards the Hotel Cappuccino, and I'll just turn around now to have a look at the Plaza Cort. This is the Ayuntamiento building, 7:45 it tells me, and this is where we have traditionally come for our New Year celebration. So we would be here along with thousands of other people crammed in. There'd be a stage right in front of where I'm standing. There'd be a DJ or a band playing, and as the clock up there struck 12, we would all have our 12 grapes of good luck for the new year, and the champagne corks would begin to pop, 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 pop. beautiful wood carvings up there as well. Going that way.
Where should we go and have a drink?
This is a really ancient tree, hundreds of years old, possibly even thousands. It's a very, very old tree. You can see the cafes in front, very busy. People coming out for early evening meals. Right, which way do you want to go? We can go that way, or we can go that way.
Should we go that way towards like Plaza España, please?
Yeah. Plaza Major.
Plaza Major.
First of all, Plaza Major, and then beyond that we go to Plaza España.
Unless we find somewhere for a drink on the way.
Yeah, it'll be very expensive here. Your thing is Starbucks. We actually even have a Starbucks here. But Spanish coffee's pretty good, you know. You don't really need to have Starbucks.
Floor de Sal, the best drink in it.
And a few weeks ago we were in this strength and I actually visited the salt pans, and here they actually have a shop which is called Flor de Sal District. It's where they flood the salt pans with seawater, and then over the summer months the water is allowed to evaporate, and the salt simply crystallizes out, and it's then harvested. Is that the right word for salt? It's they put a bulldozer in and take out the salt. But they've now started, it's been closed for many, many years, and they've now started to market it a little bit better by having different sorts of products. And one of them obviously is salt. Apparently if you go into the factory there where they're doing it, you can buy it quite cheaply, but if you buy it in the shop it costs you a lot of money. A bit of inside information, that is. So if that's your particular thing, then there you go. But they've started to sell things like crisps and things which have got the Flor de Sal on, and you do occasionally buy them. I am the sort of person that might say that salt is salt, but it's not strictly true, because they will have other minerals mixed amongst the sodium chloride, which is the salt, and the other minerals will obviously affect the flavour of the salt and the crisps or whatever they're put on there. Interesting shop across the road called Abacus. It's interesting, it is a cooperative shop, but has some interesting things for me. Some models, things from their artwork, crafty type things. So if that's your thing, it's a nice place to go. We're just going to have a look in, I think. Lara's actually gone into the shop, so we'll make our way
I love this octopus in here.
up.
These.
Glass. We're making our way up towards Plaza Major. You see there's an Anita Cakes across the road. I didn't know she'd branched out, something she's kept quiet from me. We've got all love hearts there. Very nice, dear. That's you all over, dear.
That shop's called. Except I don't really like cakes.
I wonder if you get a discount.
Yeah, it's my pastel.
Here's a shop that sells fans. That's another place that could have parasols. Made out of cork. Don't think she wants a parasol made out of cork, so we'll give that one a miss. Many of the buildings in Palma are really beautiful, and I've got one just in front of me. The shop is Santa Cristo, and I just like to look up and see these buildings, and it's really quite pretty. And it's quite well looked after as well. All the balustrading there has been painted. The gold has been gold leafed or painted, I'm sure. Really nice. And another place for pastries. Of course, we're at Easter time, and well, we're going to have lamb tomorrow. But the other thing is we do have the pastries for Easter as well. We're just now approaching Plaza Major. I'm not sure if there's anything going on in there. There's quite often some street artists, both of the painting variety, artwork, and also sometimes get some singers, performers. There's a water fountain. Lots of places around Palma now have water fountains, completely free, and it's good quality drinking water.
One is a Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, ooh, typical. I'm just going to go into there. I'll be in the square. So I've lost all of the family now as I enter Plaza Major. So usually here there's all the restaurants around the side, and they'll gradually get busier and busier as the evening goes on. No market stalls here. This is another place where you do get market stalls, but no market stalls here today, particularly at Christmas time. So they have the Christmas markets, and we come here every Christmas and buy all sorts of things. But they're down there somewhere, nipped into the Hard Rock Cafe. So all the family have found me, and we're heading up towards, so out of Plaza España towards out of Plaza Major towards Plaza España. And Saturday evening, this is looking pretty busy to me. It's good to see that there are actually a lot of shops already open. Some of the shops are closed, but many of them are open. And you will notice that some people are still wearing masks. It's not compulsory outside, so you don't have to wear a mask. If you go into a shop, then you do have to wear a mask. So one of the things we've spoken about is graffiti. And here's some graffiti that actually quite nice. Sadly, there's a lot of the not very nice graffiti around in Mallorca. Hello.
Hi, I'm in a terrible rush. How are you? Lovely. I'm a Jewish shop, but I'm rushing.
Always nice to bump into people, even if they are in a bit of a rush. The temperature does really feel quite mild. Pharmacy up ahead. Pharmacies quite often have the thermometers outside, so you'll be able to test the temperature. The road we're in at the moment is called San Miguel. Sant Miguel. If you look at the church this side here, that is the Sant Miguel church. And go in there and look around. You can do a mass on with it being time. Big shop's open. Here's Pollen Bear. Just 8 o'clock and it's 23 degrees according to the thermometer up there. 23 degrees, 8 o'clock in the evening. That feels quite mild to me. It's really just quite right for walking. So here are some of the street artists. I'll do a caricature or a portrait for you, or some records. Quite fancy doing some of those myself. It's time for us to look for somewhere to get a drink. Feeling a little dry, parched. Couple of bars here. Ice cream or a drink. Looks like we might be having an ice cream or a drink. Okay, we've come to, well, the end of our walk because it's getting dark now. So we're actually in Plaza España. We've had a lovely walk. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.